Hello and welcome, Brendan here. Today's video, we're going to look at my blueprint site for bricks. This is the start of it. It's actually not finished. You can see some of it's kind of still in progress, but figured I'd share what I got so far just to give people an idea. So let's just jump into it. I'm going to show you my plugin stack. Today we're going to go through these. There's only 10 active plugins on here. We also have a bunch like on this dev site that have 65 plugins. Not all of them are active. So we can come in here and test stuff. So if you want to see another video about more in-depth stuff on these plugins, I can throw something together. But we're going to look at just kind of the what we use on almost every single site and how we set it up. All right, so let's jump into it quickly. Bricks. And you can see up here to start out with, I do have maintenance mode activated. So that is a new feature that was added, I don't know, fairly recently. So we have a maintenance mode. We have a template that you make. We have a coming soon template. So if I open this up in a new tab, in a private window, you can see we have a coming soon page, and this pulls in the dynamic site title of the site. All right. So that's just that. And let's go back to our general brick settings. So one thing we have enabled save bricks data is Gutenberg data. This is going to be maybe changing because Gutenbergs might come into the flow. So I don't know. You can play around with these two settings. Sometimes it makes it hard to use the templates if you have both data in Gutenberg as well as Bricks. So just keep that in mind. So SVG uploads, obviously. Smooth scroll, yes. Save form submissions database. We're actually not using the form submission database, so I can turn that off. Query, sort, filter. We probably actually turn that on. So actually coming in here and tweaking this, as I say, it's my blueprint video, but probably turn that on. So I've got custom breakpoints. Everything else is pretty normal. If you have a login screen, you can do that. I actually have one of those coming. So code execution only for admins, edit access for editors, templates. I've got frames and I've got Bricks Maven in here, both using, of course, ACSS. They're both available to me for all my projects. I come in here to the builder and I basically ignore everything up here. I think I changed this to dashboard instead of preview. So because I have advanced themer, I have the open a new tab, so I don't really need to do the preview. And canvas, this is a nice setting to have on so that when you click something in the structure panel, it scrolls right into the middle of your view. Of course, we have these extra buttons for the structure panel turned on. And everything else is default except this. We have render dynamic data text on the canvas. That's nice for when you're putting your dynamic data in, you want to see it, especially PHP functions. So, okay, so performance. I don't think I have anything on here yet because usually this is tweaked at the end. Maintenance mode, we already went over. I have that. Normally, I do put my unsplash key if I'm going to pull some stock images just to use initially, but obviously you need to come in here and add your various API keys that you need. And we got nothing in custom code. So let's jump into Bricks Extras real quick. Bricks Extras, you know I'm using that back to top button. Yeah, you can build them yourself. It's not that hard. Go ahead and try it out. I just throw this in because it's, I don't know, I'm using it on almost every site anyway. Uh, Using the burger trigger pretty frequently, so I had that on. And reading progress bar, read more or less. I'm not actually using too much in here lately, just because I have frames, I have accordions and sliders and slider controls and tabs and stuff like that in there. And I just tend to use that. But Bricks Extras has some great stuff. And I do come in here and use, so, I mean, I do come in here and use quite a lot of the things. It's just more of a project by project basis. I mean, like the dynamic table, super useful to have when you need that. Notification bars, search, ton of different things. Not to mention, there's a bunch of conditions in here that are useful to have, especially some WooCommerce conditions. Anyway, Bricks Extras is a great plugin, so um, shout out to those guys. So let's jump into Advanced Themer. Advanced Themer, I have only strict editor mode, builder tweaks, and AI turned on, so I'm not using the variables or colors. I'm not really using the classes and styles. Um, you know, there's so much stuff in here, so it's I'm not gonna go over everything here. So I'll just quickly go through the settings. My top bar settings, I use these for the contrast checker. I actually do like having X mode on too. I'll leave that on too. Um, I haven't checked out these things yet, but I mean, because again, they're just everything's new. I love that seems very powerful, so I'm gonna have to jump back into that at some point. Class manager, yes. Open link and new tab, yes. Responsive helper, yes. Structure panel where I turn these all on. I turn everything on here. all of these are nice. Converting text, component class manager, that is a big one. I'll cover that maybe later on. And yeah, everything in here is just very nice to have. Hide show element, so you can right click and do that. Move elements around. Delete wrappers, so if you need to delete a div and then move all the children up, that's easier to do. Extend global, I mean, everything in here is just so nice. Extend global classes and find and replace. Amazing. I mean, class converter, that's your auto bem. Style overview shows all the responsive styles quickly. It's very nice. A lot of stuff in here. I really don't have time to cover it in this video. Let me know if you want to see kind of more in depth of what all these things do. Happy to show my basic stuff here, but essentially what it comes down to is builder tweaks and enhancing workflows. So again, in that spirit, we have general tweaks on. These are all just nice to have, and they don't really clutter up your workflow. All they do is save you time. In fact, I don't even think I've done this draggable structure panel. I don't really think I need that because I use fairly large screen. Anyway, element shortcuts. Yes, this is huge. This alone makes the advanced themer worth it. Just having a quick add. You can build out structures much faster than even if you're doing like Control or Command Shift E to search for elements. That's pretty quick too, but you can't beat this. All right, so moving on, classes and styles. I do have some stuff turned on, some stuff turned off. Mostly the stuff that's turned off is CSS variable pickers because I'm not using the advanced themer ones that do that. But yeah, I mean, everything in here, again, it speeds everything up. And also like visual indicators, so the workspace doesn't get cluttered. So like things that are changed color when you need it to. In fact, let me not toggle that off. Yeah, moving on, elements, and we have a lot of these turned on. These are builder tweaks that appear in the left side for elements. So right, we have our grid builder, we have our advanced text wrapper. That's a new add. That's very great. Copy paste interactions. It saves so much time. A lot of these features need to be in Bricks native. I'll just get that out of the way. Please add these. I don't want to build websites without a lot of these features. Once you're used to it, it's tough to go back to not using it. So that's that. At least you can see the settings here that I'm using. Again, it's to each their own. Like go in here, just click on or hover over this little tooltip and read what it does. Maxime's done a decent job. This is your documentation, okay? Until he gets better documentation. So anyway, moving on. So that is advanced themer. Let's go back to our plugin list. What else do we even have on here? So we've gone through advanced themer, Bricks extras. Again, we don't really need to go over Happy Files Pro. That's just media organization. LiteSpeed Cache comes on the server that I'm using. Backups and migration plugins and forms. And we have a post management form too as well. So if I go to our pages and we've got a new post page. If I go here, there is a password protected page. I can hit, well, maybe I don't know the password. I thought that was the password. Anyway, I'm not going to waste your time, but the idea is that there is I guess if I just edit the page, we will see the submission form so clients don't even need to log into the website. They can just post the blog post from that password protected page, assuming I can get that working correctly. Anyway, that's that. That's the post management from WS Form. So again, moving on quickly here. So advanced themer, one of the things I do have turned on there is to allow for ACF. Now I'm just really using the ACF free version, so I'm not really locked into the pro for some sites, and so I don't have advanced custom fields free version installed on here. Now, if you ever do need to do that, you can come in and install it, and you can remove advanced themer entirely, and all your custom post types are there. So fear not the dependency upon that. So I think, yeah, you should be good to go. All right, so automatic CSS. Let's go in here. This is the framework I'm using. Speeds up my building time significantly. One of the reasons for that is really the builder settings here. I mean, of course, the framework itself, right? But the actual workflow speed up thing for me is these context menus that let you right click, variable expansion that let you do your auto calcs and your various auto like convert to rem functions. Um, I think this is a new feature: hide classes that are turned off, as well as import original classes from Bricks remote templates. I haven't messed around with that yet, so I do have it turned off for now, but I might just turn that on. Um, anyway, yeah, there's auto bem, enhanced transparent color swaps, all kinds of good stuff in here. I also have Gutenberg turned on, so I can use ACSS in blog posts, and I'll just show quickly what that is. Here, if I just go to, I guess, edit this blog post, or let's go back to, I think I have one with some buttons. Maybe I don't. Let's see. Maybe it's my hello world. No. Oh, you know what it is? It's actually a page. I have it as a page. It's my about page. You can see it's not made with bricks. Um, so if I edit that page, I can see that this is applying ACSS. I have a content gap on here. That gives me my gap. I've got my action button class and my black button class. And again, you can, because of that right click menu, I can click here, search button, and put that as my primary button. So very easy to style up your Gutenberg content, except that it's Gutenberg. But, it's not too bad actually. So yeah, I mean, like I have a stack here that I just applied a gap to. So yeah, you can come in here and use just regular Gutenberg blocks and combine that with the utility classes that ACSS has if you'd like. So going back again, I can't really cover every single setting in automatic CSS here. What I'll say is that I have frame styling turned on. I have frames, um, slider controls and accordion turned on, and table of contents. And these are more accessible than the Bricks default ones out of the box. What else do I have turned on? Options. I have Pro Mode on. That turns off some classes. I think that's everything there. Additional styling. I think this is more of like a site-by-site basis. Yeah. Yeah. Content grid. That's a new feature I still have yet to really dive into. Um, Buttons. I don't think anything's really changed by default. So everything's really. I come in here obviously on a project by project basis and change the colors and change my spacings or radii or whatever I need to do, or my heading desktop scale depending on the fonts that are used, that kind of stuff. So in that sense, everything in here is pretty much pretty much vanilla, I would say, except for turning on and off a couple of the features. Um, this is another one. I think this is now on by default. This automatic container spacing and contextual spacing. These context variables are very useful to use because you can come in here and use var grid gap and use content gap, container gap, and actually they're added automatically here to the containers and to content within those. So these are nice because you can come in here and put these as they say, they're contextual spacing variables that can be overridden, but they're used for, this is like a little bit bigger, right? It's XL and M. Anyway, so that's a nice thing that they've, I think, turned on by default now. Um, Again, I think that's basically it. I have the form styling in here, so I can style the WS form. I think can't remember if that's turned on by default. But really, the important things that you come in here and change are your colors, and you style up your buttons, and if you want to come and change some of the form styling. So it's really kind of case by case, but everything simple there is turned on. So all right, what else we got here? Let's go back to our plugin list, and yeah, I think that's basically it. We've got frames, we've got advanced custom fields through advanced themer, and on more on some sites, I have some set up custom fields already for like events. And I can replicate that and use that for events, or we have some real estate related ones. So those are kind of case by case, and those can be imported easily. So what else do we have here? I mean, I think that's it. I mean, if we go to the site, oh, let's just, I guess, let's look at the templates. Look at my bricks templates here. We do have a good number in here. We've got our 404 page template that so that applies to all 404 error pages. We have a search results page, which it looks like I don't have my search bar anymore. I thought I did that, so I need to look at that. We've got our single blog page. All right, this pulls in the Gutenberg content. We've got our header and footer. We've got our blog archive, right, where we have some clickable parent cards with our posts, right? We've got a coming soon page, which I think I already mentioned. Oh, I do have a login page here. Okay, so I did make a custom login page, which is nice. I think this is actually a frame that comes nicely built already, and we have our secondary page template, which just has a just has the page title, post title up here, right? And that's the other thing. We can see the dynamic data rendering. I click off it, and we have a couple conditions here to display if it has blocks and to hide it if it doesn't. So that is the templates that we have. So we have, we've got some stuff set up already in that front. Um, yeah, we've got our post management with our WS form, and I feel like this is a pretty good place to start. I mean, really, all you need to do now is go in and start making pages. And we have all of our various builder enhancements where we've got automatic CSS at the ready. It's giving us our automatic spacing. We've got our quick adds here, and we can start going to town on adding content. And yeah, I hope that this maybe help show kind of what we're using. This is again, I have all these development site plugins that we have that quite a lot more. I mean, we have some MetaBox stuff already set up. We've got stuff for calendars. We've got scheduling for alt text. We've got all kinds of stuff in here that we have to test out and use, and various import tools, map tools, you name it. So there's a lot of stuff to that goes into it, but hopefully this gives you an idea of how I set up my starter sites and, start with header footer. I got a lot of templates that I can reuse or at least go in and style, change the queries, get set up quickly to build sites and build them in a professional and maintainable way that we can feel comfortable and confident. So, all right. So I wanted to amend the video briefly at the end to just mention that first of all, I forgot a couple plugins that I use all the time, uh, which is BricsForge and recently Gutenbricks. So I wanted to make sure I included those and also say that if I don't have your plugin in here, it doesn't mean anything. First of all, I'm no one, right? But also just because I don't have your plugin, it's it doesn't mean I don't like the plugin and it's a bad plugin. It's just I probably don't have it and haven't probably used it that much. So there's a lot of talented people in this community. So I just wanted to say that as a caveat there, and also just briefly, yeah, mention that yeah, BricsForge I use quite a lot as well, especially the animations. But I didn't include it because uh, I don't get to include animations on every project. Not every client wants to pay for that, and not every site calls for crazy animation. I try to do subtle stuff though when I can. But there's a lot of cool stuff in BricsForge. If you don't know about, you can customize the builder a bit. So that is what that looks like. And then the back end, I have that accent orange and this deep blue instead of the sort of gray. So I mean, that's just kind of a little less known thing. Um, I used to use Proforms a lot, which is still really nice if you want to have more control over the forms. But I do end up using WS Forms a lot. Anyway, there's a ton of stuff in here. Of course, the animations are huge. There are extra conditions that are available as well. There's extra dynamic data tags. There's an email designer, and you can also create custom admin pages. So you can customize the whole back end of WordPress. Ton of stuff in here. Ton of stuff. So that is. I just wanted to shout out Danielle and say this is a great plugin too. And of course, the new kid on the block, Gutenbricks. I have a video. I think it was my last one that I made. So check that out if you haven't. And this is going to be really nice for client editing. So we have a bunch of templates saved for content sections, hero sections, feature grids, calls to action. So if you haven't watched my previous video, it might be useful to check out Gutenbricks because the whole thing with Bricks Builders is very complicated to use, especially for end users, for clients. So if you don't have everything in custom post types, which you should actually have a lot of stuff in custom post types. Every time I work on sites that don't have custom post types, I'm like, I need custom post types. So that should be one of the things you think about. But Gutenbricks is also combining that idea with the Gutenberg editing experience. So just wanted to shout that out and shout out to every plugin creator in this ecosystem, and of course the Bricks team themselves. Everyone works incredibly hard, and we all place our trust in them, and they have to deliver, and they know that. So I think everyone is kind of feeling a little apprehensive or whatever, maybe. So I want people to feel a little comfort in the tools they use, and know that you can go and talk to all of these people that that develop the plugins that I mentioned, for the most part, at least the Bricks ones. So anyway, that is the amendment to this video. Thanks for watching. Take care.